Hey everyone, this is Mitch Jeserich, hoping that you can join us for a KPFA special live broadcast of the Senate Judiciary Committee's confirmation hearing of Brett Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court. It's a great opportunity to dive into the legal issues of our day. It's like a crash course on constitutional law. And we'll have it for you along with analysis to help make sense of it all. Our coverage begins at 6 a.m. on Tuesday, September 4th, and we'll go through September 6th right here on KPFA 94.1 FM.
You're listening to 94.1 KPFA, 89.3 KPFB in Berkeley, 88.1 KFCF in Fresno, 97.5 K248BR in Santa Cruz, and online worldwide at kpfa.org.
The time is 9:01 p.m. Stay tuned for Suspense.
Tonight, we take pleasure in bringing you Suspense, a weekly anthology of notable melodramas from stage and screen, fiction and radio, presented each week to bring you to the edge of your chair, to keep you in suspense. Detroit, early 1950s. The erstwhile arsenal of democracy had switched back to a civilian footing. It had also emerged as the nation's fourth largest city, with a total population of nearly 2 million. Its three major sports teams had won a combined 5 championships in as many years, and its median income was the highest of any major city in America. Detroit was also renowned for 2 other very disparate reasons. It was an established music center with a jazz scene that regularly attracted the likes of Duke Ellington and Ella Fitzgerald. It was also the home of the Detroit Partnership, one of the largest branches of the infamous Cosa Nostra, the American Mafia. And when those two worlds met, the results were seldom happy.
Evening, Abner.
Evening, Madeline.
I see all my die-hard fans are in attendance. I hope they haven't been causing too much of a ruckus, clamoring for me to begin.
Yeah, you know this bunch. The only thing they've been clamoring for is refunds.
Yeah.
Hey, don't take it too personal. Clubs here in the theater district live and die by the shows that are playing. And they're a bunch of stinkers right now.
It's okay. I know the score. I'm not exactly Rosemary Clooney. You've got a good heart, Abner. Even if it is tough to hear it beating over that sailor mouth of yours sometimes.
Hey, it's a tough job. Somebody's got to talk to these people in a language they'll understand.
I get you, Abner. Have you seen Victor?
Yeah, he's here. Table at the far end. Wait. He's not alone.
Oh, he brought a friend?
You might say that.
I don't understand.
He's with another girl.
Oh.
They've been all over each other since they got here. I'm sorry, Madeline. Look, the guy's a lousy bum. You're better off without him.
I'll talk to him.
You don't have to. Come on. Stay for a while.
Of course you'd sing a place like this. Can't do that in a restaurant. Get your hands off me. We're a scandal. Hello, Victor.
Why, Maddie! There you are! We were just talking about you.
Yeah, the sultry singer.
Now, Dolores.
Excuse me? I mean, would you look at that dress?
Now, Dolores, don't be like that.
Oh, don't be like that. Just get a load of that all-black get-up. Sheesh. Where's the funeral? Look, you... I don't know what your problem is, but...
Okay. Put the claws away, ladies.
Victor, what is going on?
Why, nothing at all, Maddie. What makes you think there is? Well?
Victor, who is she?
Who's who?
Your friend.
Oh, you mean my cousin, Dolores.
Cousin?
My cousin, Dolores. She's in Detroit for a visit, so I'm showing her the sights.
Oh, yeah. Cousin Victor's a real swell guy. He's been showing me all the best places.
Nothing but the best from my cousin. Hey, Maddie, why don't you join us for a drink? Dolores and I are just talking over family affairs.
We have a very close family, after all. I have to start my set.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it was all just a misunderstanding. She's Victor's cousin. She's just visiting.
Cousin.
Yes, his cousin.
And you believe that?
Of course I do. Victor wouldn't lie to me.
Will you listen to yourself? He's lying through his teeth, and you're just gonna let him go ahead and do it without even letting out a peep?
Abner, please.
Abner, please nothing. Wake up and smell the coffee, Madeline. He's a two-bit hood who's probably been alley-catting on you all along. Only now he's not even doing it on the sly. I don't get it, Madeline. A woman like you could have any fella you want.
Any fella, except a true one. Sorry, the dramatics must be a byproduct of my proper Southern upbringing.
Why, Madeline? Why do you let Basso treat you like dirt?
Because he said he loved me. And maybe because it's easier to live with a lie than it is to live with the truth.
Madeline,
I should start my set.
The evening wind chills my skin and circles round this lonely room. My poor heart aches as I alternate between a wish and a curse at the moon. Dark despair clings to the air and lingers come the morning sun. I'd sell my soul just to have him to hold. Instead, I'm making coffee for one. Oh, devil moon, are you listening? Why does that man always run? Who owns the lips he is kissing? And will he return when he's done? The dawn breaks, I start my day. Just
So, big boy, want to show a girl a good time?
No can do.
What about you, handsome?
Gotta watch the bar.
Oh, gee whiz, what's a girl gotta do to make an honest buck around here?
What would I know about making an honest buck? I'm a jazz singer.
You seem to have gotten yourself out of the dumps but good, Miss Charles.
Why, Abner, I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
Of course you don't. What I mean is, you're in much better spirits now than you were just 24 hours ago.
Oh, you know what changeable creatures we women are.
Believe me, I know. I was married for 10 years. Changeable is one thing, but you sure look like a woman who went from the depths of depression to the peaks of ecstasy overnight. So what gives?
I don't know. Perhaps it's the change in the weather?
Weather my eye. Come on, out with it. I mean, if you can't tell your favorite barkeep, who can you tell?
I suppose you're right.
Does it have to do with Basso?
Maybe.
Did you finally tell him to take a hike?
Not exactly.
If not that, then what gives?
Well, I'm not supposed to tell anyone.
Madeline?
Okay, I'll tell you. But someplace a little more quiet.
Okay, I'll go out back. Frankie, you're in charge.
Frankie in charge?
If I left no one in charge, they'd both help themselves. This way, only one of them booze hounds is behind the bar pilfering.
Makes sense. I guess that's why you're the boss and I'm the hired help, right?
Right. So what's going on?
Victor said I wasn't to tell a soul about this, but... I just have to tell someone before I explode. You're the best friend I have in the world, Abner, and I know I can trust you with anything.
Damn right you can. So what's the big secret?
Victor asked me to marry him.
He what?
He asked me to marry him. In fact, we're eloping tonight.
Madeline, doesn't this seem kind of sudden? I mean, he was two-timing you with some young floozy just the other night, and now he wants to get hitched?
I know it. It all sounds very spur of the moment. But Victor and I have been seeing each other for almost a year now, so it shouldn't come as that big a surprise, should it?
So what caused Basso's change of heart?
I don't know. Last night I decided to go over to Victor's place. I needed to talk with him. Well, when I got there, Victor was with some men and he was doing business.
Business? You mean Basso's kind of business?
I'm not really sure. I overheard them discussing a freighter coming into River Rouge tomorrow night. Sounded very important.
Why? What did they say about it?
Not much. They stopped talking about it as soon as they realized I was there.
They did? What happened next?
Abner, I don't understand what this has to do with Victor and I.
Humor me, will you? What happened next?
Well, at first, they were really sore at me. Victor most of all. I'd never seen him like that before. Then he calmed down. He took me aside and apologized, and that's when he asked me to elope.
Madeline, listen to me. I think you overheard something you shouldn't have overheard last night.
What? I barely know a thing about that shipment, and even if I did, I'd never tell a soul.
What you actually know doesn't matter. Only what they think you might know. If you go with Basso tonight, you might not be coming back. Madeline, all signs point towards it. You overheard something Basso doesn't want to get out. And you overheard it in front of a bunch of other mobsters. So he can't just pretend it didn't happen. He's already got himself a new squeeze, and he's probably thinking about putting you out to pasture anyway. So he figures, why not kill two birds with one stone? And he cooks up this phony elopement.
Abner.
Only an elopement isn't what he's got planned for you.
Abner.
He'll kill you, Madeline. Don't you get it? If you go with Basso, he'll kill you.
You're a good friend, Abner. And I know you're just trying to look out for me, but I won't believe this. I can't believe it. And even if I did overhear something important last night, Victor's not like that. You just don't know him like I do.
You're right. I don't know him like you do. I know him for what he is. You know him for what you want him to be.
I'm sorry you feel that way, but you will see. When I come back in a few days with a ring on my finger, Abel, you'll see.
Any word? Ow!
You big dumb mook. Don't you know Abner's all broken up about Madeline leaving last week? For all he knows, she could be dead in a ditch somewhere, with crows pecking out her eyes. And here you are, bringing her name up. Insensitive jerk.
But I didn't even...
Insensitive jerk!
Ow!
Ugh.
Nothing?
No.
Yeah.
Madeline? Madeline, is that really you under that veil?
It's me, Abner.
It's so good to have you back.
It's good to be back. I've missed this place. I've missed you, Abner.
I missed you too. I mean, we all did.
Even my diehard fans.
Even your diehard fans. So what happened?
You're right, Abner. About Victor, I mean. He was no good. He always was. I just didn't want to see it. Victor picked me up that night, only he wasn't taking me to Chicago like he said. He was taking me for a ride over to the West Side. But things didn't go quite the way he planned.
The West Side? What the hell was he thinking? Boss Fonderus wouldn't sit still for Basso being on his turf, much less whacking someone there. Sorry. Given the veil, I'm guessing his luck ran out.
It did.
Listen, do you feel up to coming back to work?
I was hoping you'd ask that. You haven't hired someone else already?
Someone else? You must be kidding. What other singer do you know that could keep these jokers in line?
And on time.
You got that right.
When can I start?
Whenever you feel up to it. But don't wait too long. I don't think I could stand another jazz arrangement of Mary Had a Little Lamb.
No time like the present, then.
Memories of you. Some painted gold.
Thank you so much. We're going to take 5, then come back with our second set.
Come on, Abner, what gives?
Yeah, come on, Abner, what gives?
I don't know what you two rummies are talking about.
Oh, don't give me that. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, don't give me that. You know what I'm talking about.
That veil. That mourning veil. She's been wearing it for at least a week now.
Yeah, at least a week now.
And it's really spooky.
Yeah, and it's really
Ow! What was that for?
You insensitive jerk! Someone dear to Madeline passed away, and you're here calling her spooky.
I'm not calling her spooky. I said the veil's spooky. I mean, we don't even know who it's for.
Well, yeah, that's true. Who's it for?
Not sure. But I figured it was for Basso, that creep mobster boyfriend of hers.
Well, I think Abner's right. It's for that creep mobster boyfriend of hers.
I don't.
You sound pretty sure of that, Frankie.
Yeah, how can you be so sure?
Because he just walked into the club.
Okay, so Madeline's not wearing it for the creep. Then who?
Excuse me. Madeline, Basso just walked in.
I know. I've been waiting for him to come back.
But I thought he was dead.
No, not yet.
Then what?
Abner, it's better that you don't know any more. Will you do me one last favor?
Anything. You know that.
Please leave the club, just for a few minutes.
What? No way I'm leaving you alone with that bastard.
You have to. I don't want you to see what's going to happen. Please, Abner. Hello, Victor.
No.
What's she doing here? You said she left town.
It can't be.
It's me, Victor.
What in the world's going on?
No. You can't be real.
Oh, I'm real, Victor.
No.
You told me you loved me.
No.
And you promised to marry me.
No.
You killed me.
No.
And now it's time for you to see what's behind my veil.
So ends Madeline's Veil by John C. Alzadek and Dana Perry Hayes. Tonight's story of Suspense. Suspense is produced by Blue Hours Productions. Tonight's radio drama was adapted for radio by John C. Alzadek and Dana Perry Hayes from their original story. Dana Perry Hayes was Madeline Charles. Rocky Serta was Abner. Daamen Krall was Victor Basso. Elizabeth Grayson was Dolores. Adrian Wilkinson was Tallulah. And Steve Moulton was Frankie. I'm Daamen Krall. Next week at this time, tune in again for another study in Suspense.
I'm John C. Alsadek.
And I'm Dana Perry Hayes. Together, we're Blue Hours Productions, the producers of Suspense. In this series of post-episode segments, we'll explain some of the inner workings of radio's outstanding theater of thrills. So please join us as we go behind Suspense. In this week's segment, we'll talk about suspense. No, not our revival. The original Suspense. The greatest anthology series ever broadcast on the airwaves.
In the early 1940s, dramatic programs concerning murder and the macabre were all the rage, with the likes of Lights Out, The Whistler, The Mysterious Traveler, and Inner Sanctum Mysteries drawing large audiences. But in 1942, CBS Radio premiered the program that was to become the gold standard for shows of this type, Suspense. Its story actually began during the summer of 1940, when a dry run of sorts ran on the summer series Forecast, an adaptation of The Lodger, starring Edmund Gwenn and Herbert Marshall, and directed by none other than Alfred Hitchcock.
This pilot episode was to set the tone for the series, which stood head and shoulders above its rivals in large part due to the sheer star power. Orson Welles and Agnes Moorehead starred in 2 of the earliest episodes, Lucille Fletcher's The Hitchhiker and Sorry, Wrong Number. And it wasn't long before Hollywood's elite performers were lining up to appear on Suspense. Over the next decade, the show would feature the likes of Humphrey Bogart, Marlene Dietrich, Judy Garland, Gene Kelly, Jimmy Stewart, and dozens of others, including horror legends Boris Karloff, Bela Lugosi, and Vincent Price. It also provided an unusual opportunity for radio stars better known as comedic actors, such as Jack Benny and Lucille Ball, to try their hand at darker fare. Combined with sophisticated stories by the likes of Dashiell Hammett, Agatha Christie, and frequent contributor John Dixon Carr, and the atmospheric music of Oscar winner Bernard Herrmann, Suspense was a cut above in every way.
Unfortunately, the advent of television spelled doom for Suspense, and though it outlasted most of its peers by 10 years or more, Suspense finally went off the air in 1962, an event that is commonly considered the end of radio's golden age. Radio anthologies made a brief comeback in the 1970s via Rod Serling's Zero Hour and the fondly remembered CBS Radio Mystery Theater. But even those fine programs were only a shadow of what Suspense had once been.
Thank you for joining us on Behind Suspense. Until next time, this is Blue Hours Productions wishing you good night
and pleasant dreams. What's your rent situation? How about your house payments? Maybe the digital explosion is sweet for you, but it has certainly brought a grim outlook for many of us. Wondering if an area can lose its soul, KPFA is presenting an illuminating public event, The Dark Shadow of Tech, on the SF Bay Area. Carrie McClellan, author of Silicon City, San Francisco, and the Long Shadow of the Valley, will discuss it all with Richard A. Walker, author of Pictures of a Gone City, Tech and the Dark Side of Prosperity in the SF Bay Area. They'll be hosted by KPFA's Sasha Lilly, a deeply knowledgeable author and editor herself. This happens Thursday evening, October 11, beginning 7:30 at First Congregational Church, 23